Hey guys, so I wanted to just take a second to walk you through how to type this stuff into Hawks. This video is solely about typing in interval notation and graphs. There is no solving tips in this video. If you're struggling with the solving part of inequalities or compound inequalities, you have to go all the way back to the 9.7 or 9.8 video. This video is solely just to how to type stuff in, a quick overview. I'm not going to show you everything because I don't have time, but this kind of gives you a general idea of typing stuff in. If there are specific questions you have, of course, you can always email me or text me and remind. So here's something you'll see. No matter what the problem is, you will always have the keypad option. So I've got it highlighted in green with a box to the right. If I click on that keypad, the box on the left is going to show up. I went through and I highlighted some of the important features that matter for inequalities, if you will. Across the top, you'll see the option to minimize or to exit. I would recommend keeping this thing open the whole time you're doing your homework, the whole time you're doing the test, practice, whatever. If you don't need it, just minimize it. Also, you can hold anywhere across the top where it says keypad. If you click and hold, you can actually drag that thing anywhere you want. So you can move it to the other side of the screen, you can move it to the left, wherever you want it. Some other things to note, highlighted in purple about the middle line, that's going to be my interval notation. So in the first example, when I go to type in with interval notation, this is going to be the line that I'm referencing. You're going to have the parentheses and brackets, and then of course the double brackets. On the right, you've got your inequalities. You can type in greater than or less than using your keyboard, but it's also there. And then less than or equal to, greater than or equal to, of course, is right there as well if it asks you for interval notation. Your infinity button, you're going to use that just about every problem. And then the union and intersection, and those come into play with the compound inequalities, but that's where you will go to access those features. So that's all under the keypad. Now let's look at an actual example. So example 1, this comes out of 9.7, solving inequalities, not compound, just regular. I thought this would be an easy problem to see interval notation and the graphing. So here I have the interval notation. I went ahead and solved it, and I found, the interval right here. So there's the interval notation. That's what I'm going to type into Hawks. So I'm going to use this button and the infinity button, but I'm going to switch over so that you can actually see it live in Hawks. But I just wanted to show you the two buttons beforehand. So I'm going to click. If I start to type in the parentheses with my keypad, it's going to auto-populate double parentheses. So I have to use the actual keypad built into Hawks. So I'm going to click the parenthesis bracket button, and then that's going to put a parenthesis and a bracket in my answer box. And then my answer for interval notation was negative. I have to type in infinity, so I have to use the math keypad, comma, -8. And so then I'm going to submit that. Now it's going to ask me to graph. So I'm going to flip back over. So to graph this thing, I would have a -8, and then I am shading to the left with a bracket. So that's what I need to translate into Hawks. So in Hawks, you are going to pick the same bracket. So if you see across the bottom, I've got double parentheses, brackets, parenthesis, bracket, bracket, parenthesis, or clear. Now, I need, my interval is parenthesis, bracket. So I need to pick the one that says parenthesis, bracket in Hawks. So I'm going to select that. Now, it's automatically put some graph or filled it in. I need to drag the arrows to the appropriate spot. So for my graph, let's go back. For my graph, I need it to be to -infinity and then a bracket on -8. So I'm going to take My left arrow, right now it's on -10. If I drag it all the way to the left, it now has those 3 dots on the top. That's going to mean negative infinity. So when I let it go, it automatically fills in that negative infinity. My arrow on the right, I need to drag that thing all the way down to -8. You can see as I'm dragging it, the numbers across the top are changing. Make sure that when you drop that thing, it does say -8 on top. I see a lot of students get really close and it may say -7.9. Hawks is going to count this wrong. Make sure that your arrow is on the exact number you want, -8. And so now I can submit that. That's how you're going to graph these in Hawks. It comes with practice. If you have specific questions, of course, let me know, but I just wanted to take a second to kind of walk you through an overview of interval notation and graphing in Hawks.